Let's start with the history part. In this session, we are learning about when, where, and how. Let's see what are we going to learn in this chapter. We will understand the specific nature of history, why we should study history, what is its importance, and significance of time and geography in the study of history. We'll also learn to identify the different sources to reconstruct history. Herodotus is regarded as the father of history. He was the first historian. What do historians do? They help to reconstruct the stories of history. They collect information from various sources, they study them, and they analyze them and recreate the past. What is history? History is the study of past events set in a chronological order. What do you mean by chronological order? Chronological order is it is arranged in the order in which events happened. Next, how people lived in the past, information about economy, occupation, clothing, and culture. How the cultures have evolved over time. Historians have divided the past into three broad time periods to make the study more convenient. They are prehistory, protohistory, and history. What do we mean by prehistory? Prehistory is the period for which there are no written records. It doesn't has any written records. Protohistory is the period in which we have something like written record, but which are yet to be interpreted and understood. Next is history. It is a period for which written records are available. Written records are available for this. Dating the events of history. History is the study of past events set in chronological order. So it is necessary to arrange past events in their order of occurrence of time. But how to know from when the time began? Hi kids, I'm Jesus Christ. Let's see how to calculate from when the time began. Since there was no agreement on when time began, historians assigned my birth year as 1. The period before my birth is called as BC, that is before Christ, and period after my birth is AD, Anno Domini. Anno Domini in Latin means in the name of our Lord. What is a century? Century is 100 years. Western countries place years into groups of 100 and refer to them as a century. This is how it works. 1 to 100 AD, first century, 101 to 200 AD, second century. Therefore, now we are in 21st century as the year is 2020 AD. Decade is 10 years, century is 100 years, and millennium is 1000 years. In recent years, the terms BC and AD are replaced with BCE and CE. BCE means before Common Era, CE means Common Era. When the date of an event is not known for sure, we use the term circa. Look at this picture. This is the picture of Egyptian civilization and this is the picture of Indus Valley civilization. The common factor in both the pictures is both the civilizations are developed on the banks of river. The Egyptian civilization is evolved on the river banks of Nile and Indus Valley civilization was evolved on the river Indus. So, what must be the cause for the evolution of civilization on the river banks? Some of the reasons are availability of water for the crops and Rivers were used for transportation. There were no roads or other means of transportation then. Monsoon also played an important role. This is how we are applying geography to interpret the past. Geography also tells that India has a long coastline with many natural harbors and ports. These harbors and ports helped our ancestors to have a trade relationship with distant places like Europe, Mesopotamia, Egypt, and South Asia. Geography also tells us how the mountain passes in the Himalayan ranges made it possible for people from Iran, Afghanistan, and Central Asia to enter into India. These people were either invaders or immigrants. Invaders are the people who attacked on us or looted us. These passes also helped in trade between India and Central Asia and West Asia during the ancient times. We must study the past from both spatial and chronological points of view to develop a greater understanding of past events.